Sweden is expected to deport up to 80,000 migrants whose applications have been rejected. That's almost half the total number of newcomers who entered last year, the largest number per capita in Europe. Sweden is among the European states to see heightened tensions over migrants lead to violence. A 15-year-old asylum seeker was arrested in a refugee centre for children after a young female aid worker was stabbed to death. RT's Anders Ygeman travelled to the town where the victim lived.
We are in Mölndal, just outside of Gothenburg. It's at this refugee facility that housed just over 10 boys from the ages of 14 to 17, where 22-year-old Alexandra Mezer was stabbed with a knife and died, sending shockwaves throughout the local community.
This madness, it never stops because of fear. This unstoppable fear.
Following the stabbing, the young refugee facility worker was taken to this hospital in Gothenburg. However, she did not survive.
Over the past 6 months, we've received emergency calls from asylum shelters on a weekly basis. Workers felt threatened and in some cases locked themselves in staff areas. We've had our hands full, but this is the first time such a thing has happened to a staff member.
We are in Borås. This is a small town of about just over 65,000 people where Alexandra grew up and lived with her parents. We have tried calling her mother several times. Of course, she says she feels too weak to speak with us. This is the house where Alexandra lived. We do know that she's, of course, described by the community as a very kind soul. She wanted to help in the refugee situation, and sadly, what happened to her, of course, is a tragedy, and they're hoping to find out exactly why this happened.
I place full responsibility on the government. I'm losing faith. They're accepting more and more refugees, but it's destroying the country. It is destroying the whole of Europe.
Don't bury my sister until our dad returns to Sweden. He is abroad.
We've arrived at a small community center where dozens of Alexandra's family members and friends are currently inside holding a vigil for her. And obviously they're filled with grief, so we're not going to go in there with a camera. But her best friend did agree to speak with us on condition of full anonymity if we don't show her face and change her voice.
That she moved so I haven't realized it yet. We need to be stricter with the people who comes into this country.
Reporting from Borås, Mölndal and Gothenburg in Sweden, Anastasia Churkina, RT.
In another Scandinavian state, locals are gearing up for the arrival of migrants. The Norwegian town of Bærum is placing security guards near a school to keep children safe after the announcement that a migrant centre is set to open nearby. Worried parents asked the local government for the extra measures, saying that the security of their children was being compromised.